It's Kayla with the Celebration Company. Happy Monday, y'all. I hope you're having a good Monday. I am so glad to be on this morning. It was a good weekend, and Griffin is off at camp this morning. And so I am just excited to be on with y'all. I'm excited to get crafty. We do have a change of plans. I was supposed to be live with Beth from Vintage Bandits Mercantile. However, she had to reschedule, so she will be on with me on Wednesday morning around 9:30. Okay, so you can expect her then. So we'll be doing that on Wednesday. Today we're gonna get crafty with these Dollar Tree planks. I'm gonna be using 4 of them to make a really pretty sign. I think it's gonna be really pretty. Okay, so y'all say hello when you hop on. Let me know you're watching. Let's see who we have watching with us. Hi, Donna. Hey, Aletta. Hey, Dorothy. Hi, Chrissy and Joy. And Christy. Good morning, Trisha. Hey, Sandy. Hi, Kim. Hey, Carol and Cheryl and Lynn. Good morning, y'all. Hi, Jackie. Hello, Terry. Good morning. Y'all tell me about your weekend. How was your weekend? Did you do anything fun this weekend? If you watched my stories, then you know that I cleaned Griffin's playroom his bedroom on Saturday. I had the day to myself on Saturday, which is very unusual. And I enjoyed myself very much. So I cleaned Griffin's room and got it organized, and I hauled off 2 garbage bags and a box full of stuff, a big box that I took to Goodwill. Quite a lot of stuff. Yeah, it was bad, y'all. It needed to be cleaned. I make him clean his room on a regular basis, but he's 7 and, he just doesn't know how to clean well. Despite my trying, he's also a boy, and I don't know that it'll ever happen. But it's clean right now. I hope it stays that way for at least a little while. So I know, Kim, I don't mind it usually, especially if I have the time. I do enjoy it somewhat. It definitely makes me feel good. I find myself when it's nice and clean and looks great, I want to just go in there and just look and just sit, because it just, it just makes you feel so good. It makes you feel so, so good. I love it. Yay, Jackie. She got a new screen and porch. That's awesome. All right, y'all. So let's jump into it. Okay, so I have these 4 planks from Dollar Tree. Okay, they're just these blank wood planks, and they are, let me measure it for you. They are 5.5 inches by 11. We're going to be using 4 of them today, okay, to make our sign. I'm just going to remove the stickers. They come off pretty easy because they're on the rough sides. And that is the thing about these 2. They have 2 different sides. So they have a rough side, and then they have a smooth side. We are actually going to be using the rough side today, okay? So we are going to, I need to turn on my hot glue gun. I forgot that I needed it. Okay, so we're going to flip these over. We're going to make a sign out of these, okay? So I'm flipping them over to the smooth side so that I can put them together. I'm going to just stack them right on top of each other, and I'm leaving myself a little bit of a gap in between, okay? Because I want it to look like a plank, kind of like a little plank sign. So I'm leaving some space. Okay, and we are going to grab some popsicle sticks to glue these together to make our sign. You could also use, actually, let's see here. Some 5-gallon stir sticks would work really well too. Let me see if I have some. Okay, there's one. Let me see if I have another one. I don't know if I do. Oh, wait a minute. I sure do. Okay, let's do that instead. We'll use the stir sticks. They'll be a little bit more sturdy. So these are just 5-gallon stir sticks. All right, and I'm gonna grab some super glue. I think I'm gonna try this. This is E6 by the brand E6000, and it's quick hold. Let's try it and see what it does. And I'm gonna mix it with some hot glue. So I am waiting on my hot glue to heat up because I forgot to do that. Thanks for celebrating, Dawn. All right, so I'm gonna grab some paint. Let's do this color here. This is called Warm White by Deco Art. So it's just a slight bit off, but it's not it's not quite like an off-white. And then we're gonna use some red. And I'm gonna go with, let's go with Primary Red. Okay, by Deco Art, all right? So we're gonna be using these two colors. We're gonna be using some tape. Now I'm almost out of frog tape. We are gonna use masking tape, but we're also gonna be using some Mod Podge, okay? And the Mod Podge will help us to make sure we don't have any bleeding with our tape, okay? And I left all my brushes downstairs. I washed them all and left them downstairs. So let me grab some paint brushes. I'll have to get some new ones. Okay. All right, and we're also going to need some wax. We're gonna use some wax. I'm gonna grab a new candle. All right, so I'm just using a little votive candle. This one has been used. Okay, get that out of there. Whoops, threw that on the floor. All right. Good morning, Cheryl. Hi, Lisa. Good morning, Linda. Good morning, Karen. Hey, Dana. Hi, Becky and Sandra. Hello, Kim. Good morning, Holly. Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for celebrating, Chrissy. Hi, Tina. Good morning. Hey, Debbie. All right. Let's see if my hot glue gun's warmed up enough. It's almost there. Almost there, y'all. So what we're going to be doing is, this is going to end up being a little bit on the rustic side. We're going to make sure that it's kind of distressed. So we are going to be using our wax over top of this. Is this on the wrong side? Hang on. I got one on the wrong side. We don't want that. And we're going to do a 4 on here, but we're also going to make some stripes at the bottom and on the top that are going to look a little bit like rustic. What is that? Like a kind of like ticking, I think. A little bit like ticking. So, yeah. All right, so I'm going to put my glue onto my stir sticks. You could also use super glue, of course. I'm trying this product out though. Quick Hold. It's by E6000. It comes in a purple bottle like this. All right. So make sure everything is laid the way I want it to be. And we're just gonna do a little bit of hot glue. Okay, turn this over. You could also staple this on or hammer it on or whatever in order to make sure that it's really well secure. Hi, Mara Lee. So I'm just doing a little bit of hot glue. All right. There we go. Press that down really good. All right, so now we have a great little surface. That didn't stick. Let's just flip this over. It's gonna need time, I guess, to stick. It's not sticking. Okay. All right. Hopefully that'll hold. Okay. So we are gonna take our candle and just rub all over this. So I've got the rustic side, the rough side is the front side, okay? And I wanted it that way because I do want this to be a little bit rustic. And when I use my wax and I go over top of all this rustic, and then we paint it, it's gonna look really good, okay? Why am I not supposed to mix the glues? Brianna, you will have to wait and see. All right, so I'm gonna take and rub this all over. Have you tried the wood glue from Dollar Tree? I have not tried the wood glue from Dollar Tree. I have been playing with the super glue gel from Dollar Tree. I did put the hot glue in different spots than the regular glue. So I am literally going all over this, okay? Doing a lot of the wax on here. Pretty much used this entire candle. I'll have to get some of the wood glue from Dollar Tree and try it. All right. There we go. We used a lot of wax. Okay. Would the Waverly clear wax? I do not know. I have no idea, Laura. I couldn't answer that for you. I've never used it, so I don't really know. My gut says that no, it would not. And I think that's because that is more of a finish. So it's not necessarily meant to be scraped off. This is meant to be removed. You know what I mean? So I would like to say no, that would not work. Okay, this one here is not on very well, so let me see if I can't get it glued down. The rest seem like they're sticking. Okay, so let's take our white. We're going to go ahead and just paint the background white. I'm using warm white from Deco Art. I just love the way the rough wood looks. When it's painted. It really soaks up the paint though. So be prepared for that. However, I feel like too with this look, you don't necessarily have to worry so much about getting every last square inch of it covered, because of the look that we're going for. Do you know if Deco Art paints come in? They do. They sure do. But what a great sign, right? For what, $5 from Dollar Tree? That's not bad at all. Oh no, Tina. I'm glad you're okay. Goodness gracious. All right, y'all. This looks pretty good. There are some places, like I said, I didn't get it completely covered, but I like that. And I'm not even going to worry about painting the edges. I think it was just going to add to it. Kathy, we are making a rustic 4th of July sign using some Dollar Tree planks. So these are from the Dollar Tree. Y'all, my hair is just falling out everywhere this morning. All right. So we just glued our 4 planks together from Dollar Tree using some 5-gallon stir sticks on the back. All right. We're going to go ahead and dry this. And then we're going to scrape and remove the excess. Since I did forget to bring my paintbrushes back up here, I need to try and wipe my brush out. Hi, Gail. Y'all, I'm on a tea kick lately. I've been buying the decaf zero sugar tea from Kroger. And the last time I went, they didn't have it. All they had was decaf unsweet. So I've been drinking the unsweet, sweetened with monk fruit sweetener. I cannot get enough of it. Cannot get enough of it. It is so good. All right. This looks pretty good. Okay. So I'm going to take my paint scraper. We're going to get messy. Let me try and clean my brush here real quick, though, before it dries out too badly. All right. Okay, so I'm going to take my paint scraper, and we're just going to do this and just scrape. And so all of those areas where that wax was, the paint is going to come off, and it's just going to create this chippy wood look. You drink it unsweetened? Oh my goodness, Tina. I did try it the other day, unsweet. Couldn't do it. Could not do it. All right, that looks pretty good. Let me show you how this looks. The planks still are not glued down real well, but look how good that looks. Which ones are these here? So much for quick hold. I don't know that I would say it's quick hold. Okay. Let me get all this cleaned up here. Yes, isn't it good, Brianna? Okay. All right, so now we're going to get our tape out. Making a mess. 3/4 unsweetened and 1/4 sweet. So just barely sweet, Terry. Just barely. Could you? Yes, I could staple the pieces together. Let's see. Let's see if I can do that. I do have a staple gun. Let me see if I got. Okay, let's try it. Let's see if that will work. I think I'll probably have to. This staple gun's not the greatest, but I think this is working. Oh, awesome, Tammy. Okay. Let me just hammer this down a little bit. You just don't go all the way in. Sorry for the noise. You're not awake yet. You're awake now, right? Okay. Nope, that didn't work. My staples aren't long enough. It just barely goes through. Just barely goes through. And I think all I did was nope. Not working. Not working, y'all. just going to go with some hot glue, okay? I'm just going to go with the hot glue. I should have just used the Gorilla Super Glue. So, note to self, go with what you know. This one, I guess I could take some nails. I don't have any that are short enough. I don't think I have any short enough. Nope, I don't. Oh well. All right. Okay. I think we're stuck now. Okay. All right. So, now, let's take our tape. We're going to do our stripes first. All right. So, down here at the bottom, I'm just going to put down a piece of tape and then another piece. We're going to do a thin stripe first. Okay, I'm going to do one on the top and one on the bottom. Making them about the same on the top and the bottom. Alright, so I would definitely prefer frog tape, but since I don't have any frog tape, we're going to make this work with the masking tape. Alright, so then we're going to take some Mod Podge. And a brush. And get one. I'm just going to use a foam brush for this. Cheryl, I have never used diamond dust, but I know that you can get it on Amazon. All right, so we've made sure this is pressed down, and now we're just going to go over it with our Mod Podge. And this is just going to seal it so that our paint does not leak through underneath the tape. The wood came from Dollar Tree. They're just wood planks from the Dollar Tree. Okay, so now we're gonna dry, and then we'll paint with our red. So we just got two little stripes there, just about 1/8 of an inch or so. About 1/8 of an inch or so wide. Not very big. Okay. All right, so now we'll go in with our red. I'm using primary red. All right, and we're just gonna paint this little section here. You know what? I think I'm going to use a red or a pouncer. I think it'll go on a little bit better. It'll cover a little better. So that way I don't have to do so many coats. Hopefully we won't bleed. All right, there we go. So let me do the top. I almost forgot the top too. All right, And let's dry it. It's a process, y'all, okay? But this is going to be a really pretty sign, I think, when we're done. So then, after we do this one, we're going to do a thicker stripe. Susie, I actually get my pouncers at Amazon. They are cheaper on Amazon. I can share a link with you all for those, but I definitely like to buy them on Amazon. All right. Let's pull this off. We did get a little bit of bleeding, unfortunately, but we're going to roll with it. So I am throwing my tape away. Okay, this one up here did better than this one down here for some reason. Okay. Hi, Dorothy. I'm in Kentucky. I'm in central Kentucky around Lexington. All right, I'm going to dry this. Hi, Catherine. Ruby, thanks for celebrating. Make sure it's really good and dry because we're going to tape over it. Okay, so let's go back with our tape. We're going to make a thicker line now. So I'm spacing it out about the same width as my first red line is the amount of space I'm going to give myself before I do the next line. So we're just going right over top of that first red line. And we're going to make about a 1/2 inch or so of a stripe now. Yes, Lisa, we painted the wood. We did some wax on it. We used the rough side of the wood and we did some wax. And then we painted it warm white by Deco Art. All right, so same thing up here on the top. Okay, and about a 1/2 inch is how big we want that stripe to be. All right, so now we're just gonna take our Mod Podge and go over. So the Mod Podge is to help kind of seal that so you get a really nice crisp edge. Now, because this wood is rough, it makes it a little bit harder to get that really nice crisp edge. If the wood was smooth, if we had done it on the other side, it would be a lot easier. And if you use frog tape, it'll definitely be better. Okay. Here we go. All right. Dry. Tina, I mean, if you're using tape, they're going to be pretty good and straight, but it doesn't have to be, you know, I mean, you can always measure up the sides and do it that way if you're worried about getting them crooked. Now, also, when you heat it up, it'll sometimes make that tape kind of buckle a little bit. As the Mod Podge dries, you can go back over with your fingers to smooth it out and make sure the tape is adhered down really well. And it's always better just to let it dry on its own than to actually dry it with the heat tool, because it's going to do better that way. But hi, Roberta, I'm so glad to see you. All right, so let's paint this. going to use my pouncer again. You can also do really nice thin coats, will also help to make sure you don't bleed, but we're live here, okay? Y'all don't want to sit here and watch me do this for hours. So we're getting it done. Suzanne, we're making a sign, a patriotic sign for the 4th of July. So we're going to put a big 4 on here. I'm going to hang this up in that awkward space I have in my kitchen that I struggle to find things for that wall. So I'm thinking this will be good to put there. So I'm going to dry. I might come back and do a second coat on the thicker line just because it'll show up a little bit more. Yay, y'all. Okay, so don't forget Celebration of the Bluegrass. We still have some tickets available, but registration or your opportunity to sign up will end very soon. July 15th is the deadline. So if you're interested in coming, go ahead and get signed up because you're running out of time. There is going to be something very exciting coming at the beginning of July. I will probably start sharing some hints with y'all. But we're very excited about it. I'll talk to the team tomorrow and maybe even go ahead and start telling y'all. I don't know. We'll see. But it's going to be amazing. Okay? It's going to be amazing. So that's going to be happening and it's going to be available at the 1st of July. So be on the lookout for that. If you are in our subscription group, then I have already given a couple of hints away in there. So if you're not in the subscription group, it's $4.99 a month. I highly recommend signing up. You won't regret it. We just did a really fun craft in there. I'll show you all just last week. All right, this looks good. Okay, so let's go ahead and remove our tape. We did get a little bit of bleeding, but it's not as bad. Okay, and let me show y'all. So we're gonna do one more, okay, one more line. Y'all can kind of see the look we're going for. Okay, so we are gonna do another line just the same as this bottom thin line, okay? So again, we're just gonna space it out about the same width as that very first thin line. And then our next line is gonna be about the same width again as that very first thin line that we did. All right, so same thing up here. Okay. Hi, Brenda. Okay. All right, so we'll do our Mod Podge again, just to seal it, to help You could also do 2 coats of Mod Podge as well, which would also really help to seal it a little bit better. Happy Monday, Barb. Okay. There we go. All right, so smooth that down as it's drying. Make sure everything's sticking. Good morning, Connie on YouTube. Thanks for watching over there. All right. So, our last line. Get that painted. Okay, and then we're going to use our tape and we're going to make a 4. And I'm going to just kind of freehand it. We'll see how it turns out. You could always print something out on your computer and trace it and then do it that way. Hopefully it'll turn out okay. All right. Okay, y'all, let me show you how it looks. Okay. Looks so good, and we're going to come back and we're going to distress all of the red as well, but look how good that looks. I'm loving it. All right, so let's see if we can make a 4, okay? Are y'all ready? All right, we're going to need a knife. Let me find my knife. Let me see if it's over here. Hang on, y'all. Yeah, it sure is. Okay. All right, so we are going to, we'll start by just making a straight line on this side. Okay. Then I'm going to make a line right up here across the top. Okay, a straight line. So what we've got a 90-degree going on right now. All right, we're gonna then take this piece and just go down. So I'm bringing it over about 2 inches or so, and I'm coming down. Okay. Then I'm going to take a piece and we're going to bring it this way. So the same width from this side as on this side, okay? So right now we're just making the outside of our 4. Okay, down here at the bottom, we're going to do the same thing. I may have to redo the top just a little bit. Let's see, maybe not. Let me see. go like that. Okay, so we're kind of just making a box right here. Then I'm gonna take my knife and cut this. Let's see. All right, so I'm just gonna take my knife and lay it down, and I'm just gonna cut my tape right there. Okay. All right. Is that looking like a 4, y'all? Or so then if we do this here, and this here, so right now I'm just sort of overlapping, and then we'll come back and cut so that we've got a nice lines. All right, and then I'm trying to keep the part that is gonna be red the same width though all the way around. Okay, so now where all of these pieces of tape intersect is where we're gonna cut. So I'm gonna take my ruler here and lay it down, and I'll cut this piece off right here. Okay, cut this piece off right here. Okay, and then over here we're gonna cut these pieces right here. Okay, and then we'll cut these pieces here. Does that make sense to everybody? All right, so cut that off. There we go. I think that's pretty good, right? The only thing it doesn't have is a little tail coming out this way, which I could still do. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take and lay my ruler across here. Cut this, lay my ruler across here. Okay, to cut this piece off. Now, the only problem with this is that it's going to be a little off-centered. So then I can put a piece of tape here. I feel like that looks better. But I'm going to pick all this up. And I'm going to scooch it over a bit. And I'm going to take this piece here. And I'm going to move it over a little bit. Okay. All right. Feel like that looks pretty good. Okay. I think that looks better. So I just moved all of this line over, just kind of shifted everything over so that these are more in line with each other. And then we have a little bit less space over here, so it looks a little more centered. Okay. All right. So let's rub all this down. And then we're going to go over it with our Mod Podge, just like we did our stripes. So that was pretty easy, right? That wasn't too bad. Okay. So we're going to go over the whole thing. Not just the edges, but the whole thing. Because what can happen is sometimes you can see the difference. If you don't cover the whole thing, you can kind of see the difference when you paint it. And we don't want that. But you want to make sure to get the edges really well. And I think I'm going to do 2 coats for the 4, just to make sure we don't have a lot of bleeding. So if I had printed this on my computer, it wouldn't have been enough. It wouldn't have been big enough. So that's one reason why I decided to freehand it. And I think it was pretty easy to do. Okay. All right, let me dry and we'll do a second coat just to make sure. I mean, the great thing about it is it's tape. Hi, Dana. It's tape, so you can pick it up, you can move it around, you can adjust it as much as you want. So don't let it intimidate you. Just play around with it. Just play around with it. You could always draw a 4 on there too with a pencil, just to kind of give you an idea so you can actually see it in your head. And then it's basically just like making bubble letters, you know? You're just thickening it. The main thing is to watch your spacing. You know, you want to make sure that you've got a decent amount of space all the way around. So with the tape, I kind of made sure at the top and the bottom, I had the same spacing, which will help you to make sure that it's proportionate and center and all those things. All right, so let's do another coat of Mod Podge on here. So if you're just tuning in, we're doing the Mod Podge to help avoid bleeding so that we get a nice crisp edge with our number. And this is 4 Dollar Tree planks, y'all. So for $5, we're going to have this really great sign that looks like something you could buy at Hobby Lobby for at least $20. I was supposed to have a guest crafter coming on today, but she had to reschedule, so we're going to be doing that on Wednesday. She'll be here Wednesday at 9:30. All right. There we go. Okay. You know, Bonnie, I'll be honest, I'm not 100% sure. I haven't heard from her in a little while. Alright, so when you get this really good and dry, I throw them away, Terry. I throw them away. It's not worth it to me. Good morning, Melissa. Definitely want to make sure this is dry or you're going to end up with crackled finish, which wouldn't be terrible. All right. So I'm just going to go back over all the tape with my fingers. Just make sure everything is pressed down. And do that while it's warm. Okay. All right. We are ready. So we're going to do 2 coats of our paint. We're using Primary Red by Apple Barrel. You know what? Let me grab a bigger pouncer for this. Be a little bit easier. I'm so excited to see how this turns out. I hope it looks as good as I am imagining it will. And when we're done and it's really good and dry, I am going to go back and distress our red a little bit as well. You could always add some wax to it if you wanted to. My only worry about that is that it'll prevent the tape from sticking, and then you're not going to get a very good line. So I think it's better to just go in and sand it a little bit. All right, let's try this. Good morning, Judy. Okay. All right. Let's do a second coat. And we're about done. Oops, daisies. Hopefully a second coat will be enough. And you could always brush it on. But if you think of it like a stencil, then doing the pouncer is going to help it to probably look a little bit better as far as not bleeding. He is enjoying it, Tina, living his best life. This week he is at camp. He did not want to go this morning, I think mostly because he didn't want to wake up, but he had a very busy weekend this weekend. He was with his Mimi all weekend long. I kept trying to pick him up, and he kept saying, "Can I stay longer? I want to stay another night." So he was tired this morning after having a busy weekend with his Mimi. They took a really long bike ride yesterday, and then they went swimming. So he's just been busy. All right, I think we are covered, but I do think I may need another coat. We'll see. Thank you, Susie. I hope so. I'm excited to see how it turns out. Oh, wow, Tina. That's a lot of work. This week is supposed to be nice, so I'm sure we'll be over at the pool a few times this week. Thank you, Susie. All right, I think I'm gonna do one more coat. I still see some of the color peeking through. And since this is the main part of it, I think it'll just be good to do a second or a third coat. Just to make sure, a nice light third coat. But we'll just make sure everything's really good and covered. Ooh, fun, Cassandra. That does help, Tina. It really does, doesn't it? And the fact that there's two of them, you know, and not just one. They entertain each other. No, I'm leaving the creases. I'm not painting inside them, no. Just the top. That's all we're doing. All right, last little bit. And we should finally be able to remove our tape. Let's see what happens. Y'all, though, you can't beat this for $5. You just can't beat this. Oh, yeah, I see that. So that makes it hard, doesn't it, Tina? Okay. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it looks good. All right, let's do it. Here we go. Uh-oh, we're pulling just a little bit. All right, I'm gonna take my knife and just run it right along the edge of my tape. We are definitely pulling just a bit. Where's my... So I'm gonna take my ruler and just line it up and just run it right along the edge and see if that helps. that does help. So let's keep going. We'll do the same thing just all the way around. I'm just very gently running my knife along the edge. But it is definitely helping, and we're getting some nice, crisp edges. So doing 2 coats of Mod Podge definitely did the trick. All right, the outside is done. Let's get the middle. I'm gonna go ahead and cut it though, just to make sure. Okay, and last little bit. All right, so then I'm just going to use my knife to just lift that up. Okay, all right, y'all, there it is. It looks pretty good. It's not perfect, but I think it looks really good. All right, so what are we gonna do next? Okay, we're gonna make sure this is really good and dry. And I'm just gonna go over it and distress it a little bit. So the edges aren't perfect, but they're pretty good. They are pretty good. All right. So we'll take our sander and we're just gonna go right over top just to remove some of that red paint so we can see some of the wood underneath. Now, if you wait a little bit, it's definitely going to be better. Than doing it directly after you painted. And I'm trying not to just like go over the whole thing, because sometimes what happens is you get a little bit of red that gets over onto the white, and so I don't want that. So I'm trying to kind of stay in the red so I don't end up with red all over my white sections. Okay. All right, so see that? Look how good that looks. So then I'm gonna take and go over the bottom stripes as well. Just across a couple of times to distress the whole thing. And there it is. There is our sign. Now, we can do, I think I'm going to, I'm going to try it and see what it looks like. Let's grab some burnt umber. Okay. And I'm going to grab let me just use this brush. We didn't use it. Or we did use it. We did use it. Okay. Let me grab a sponge brush and our baby wipes. I'm just going to try it down here at the bottom and see if I like it. I think I will, but I don't know. I'm not sure. So I'm just going to take it and just rub it on, and then I'm going to go over it with a baby wipe and wipe a lot of it off. And I think I want to. I'm scared to, but I think I want to. So you need a clean baby wipe because we're going to be removing most of it so that we can see that white paint underneath. We're just basically staining the wood. I'm still unsure though if I want to do it or not. I think I'm not going to actually. But because I've done this, I'm going to do this top portion just so it matches. What do y'all think? Yay or nay? It'll definitely make it look even more rustic, even though it already looks rustic. So you can see up here, okay, how that looks. Tina says yes. Tina Ballinger says if you're not 100%, don't do it. Are you going to put any blue? I'm not going to put any blue on it. All right, y'all are telling me to do it. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. Instead of just like covering it in Mod Podge, or in paint, I'm just going to just kind of do this sort of a thing. And then take my baby wipe and go over it. All right, and we're gonna really wipe it off, like I said. Okay, I think I do like it, so see that? So I'm not doing, I'm just kind of brushing a little bit on like that, and then just coming back with the baby wipe and just really smoothing it out and wiping it off. It does make it look a lot more aged, which I do like. So thank you all for talking me into it. Okay. So it really doesn't need a lot because once you rub it out, it gets kind of just all over it anyway. You do need a lot of baby wipes though, so you can really remove it. Y'all, this is looking so good. And you can see why we did the rustic side of the wood instead of the smooth side. Loving it, loving it, loving it. All right, last section here. Lots of baby wipes. Oh, y'all. Look how good this looks. It looks so good. That's awesome, Tina. All right, y'all. So there we have it. I'm going to call it quits on this. You can put, you could either hang it with like the poster board command hooks or command strips, or you could put a couple of sawtooth hangers on the back to hang it up with. But who would have ever thought that this was a Dollar Tree craft, y'all? $4 from the Dollar Tree. We used 4 planks and just some paint, and that's it. And it looks awesome. It looks awesome and old, and it would be really pretty. Also, just leaning up against something if you didn't want to hang it. Sitting on a chest or on a sideboard or something like that with some other patriotic items, I think would be really cool. It just looks really fun. I love it. I love it. So thank you all for watching and hanging out with me this morning. I hope you all enjoyed this little craft. I will see you guys tomorrow. Have an awesome day. Bye, y'all.